The Celipo is an organization existing in enemy countries that investigates crimes and arrests people they think are criminals. What do they do best consists of bothering innocent people and failing to protect them. On the other hand, are scared of justice advocates like Christopher Corner, all on taxpayers' money. If you are planning to carry out a military operation behind enemy lines, they will come to thwart your meticulous plan. Of course, Uncle Chin has experience dealing with the Celipo, and I will give you the 101 on how to safely operate behind enemy lines. For example, during one of your operations, you acquired your weapon from a rogue supplier who later you found out is working with the enemy, and he has passed all information to the Celipo. You wake up to sudden knocks on the door. Do not open that door. The Celipo is bound by codes of that enemy country. In most enemy countries, they cannot enter your residence without a search warrant. They may be very likely to identify themselves by screaming, "Celipo, open up!" You should ask them why they are here and who are they looking for. Chances are, they could be looking for someone else and came to the wrong door. I remember in the Soviet Union, the happiest thing would have KGB agents come to your door and ask for Ivan Ivanovich Kamaski. With a happy smile, you reply, "Ha, that's the guy next door." However, if you are the guy they are looking for and if it's legal in your area of operation, do not identify yourself. And if they haven't kicked down the door at this point, then they don't have a search warrant. And do not give them any information as evidence to get one. Of course, the best way to get information out of someone is to talk to them. You at this point need to cease talking to them. You may be stressed, and I know stress gets the best of us, but I believe you are brave enough to break contact. They may keep on knocking and screaming, let them be. I'm sure they will be bored enough to leave soon. Your roommates and other people you live with, i.e. unsuspecting parents, can easily fuck you up by giving them the right to enter your residence or to search mutual property or your car. You don't have to ensure i.e. your car. You just have to ensure you won't have any roommates or they won't give into pressure just like you won't. As civilized, disciplined, and moral citizens, we don't like lying. The Celipo will threaten you on how much evidence they have on trust or society that is usually a blatant lie. If they already have enough evidence to do that, the Celipo is free from that bound. They can legally lie to you, and if you've already given in and started arresting, that's not the end of the world. Rule of thumb is to deny everything they are claiming with a direct no, followed by zero explanation. These Celipo are trained to catch on to people's behavior when they lie. I will teach you guys more about that in a separate video, and they will know you have something to hide. If you have indeed done something, do not try to recollect the event happened on that day. Like I said earlier, they are trained to detect lies and potentially body language. By hiding yourself behind a door, you are denying them one tool they can fuck you with. Your tonality to their questions will also be a cue for them to keep investigating. Silence is your friend. If you open your door and there's something they see through your door that's suspicious, it's evidence they can arrest you on. Try to keep that door closed at all times. They will tell you stories that may make sense depending on what actually happened. Most likely they are lying. What you need to do is calmly analyze and read between the lines what they are trying to say actually. And depending on the situation, they may say, "Oh, the weapon my weapon was used in a riot." Some innocent lady forensics can prove why to show me that weapon and clear this up from a particular gun. How did you know I bought that weapon? And the weapon will remain unknown. They would have kicked it down in a separate video. The fact they mentioned this Jane Doe lady is to make you feel bad for what happened. They will also say things like, "Oh, imagine if she's your family, that would suck." Again, they're trying to take advantage of your compassion. It's all psychology. They may also intimidate you by saying, "Hey, you're not a down man, you're a sissy, a man would admit to whatever he did." Or, "I don't believe you did it either, you don't look like it, you have the balls." Again, this is also psychological manipulation. Silence will work better than a big fuck you. If you find yourself in the middle of a deep conversation and you think they are your friend, therefore you can tell them whatever you want to tell them, they will fuck you so hard your mother wouldn't even recognize you. They will try to be your friend, and on a friendship basis, they will even offer assistance such as asking you to write a letter of apology or pretend to know the victim in order to make you feel better psychologically. They are trained scumbags, liars, and trained killers. Do not take their words. Another scheme they may prepare for you is called the good person, bad person, when one of the Celipo will be extremely mean and condescending while another will play nice and try to be on your side. Good try, fuckers. They will go as far as offering you food, and they could come in to have lunch or borrow your restroom. Or they're in emergency and they need to borrow your phone. Deny all requests except the lunch part. If you're adventurous and confident you may accept food or any amenities they offer, then deny all their requests. They will shout at you or curse at you for being dishonest and this and that. Why do you care? You got your free pizza or a hamburger or a can of Coke and Butterfingers. Oh, and they didn't pay that from their own pocket. Those expenses came from the taxpayers' money. That summarizes up if you live in an apartment. If you live in a house with a backyard, it may be a different story. If your fences are low, they may hop in, and if they find anything suspicious in your yard, that is your evidence against you. So try not to have anything suspicious in the open, and try to have tall fences when it's impossible for them to enter. Try to have tall fences where it's impossible for them to enter. At the end of the day, we are all human beings, and human beings are lazy. If they feel like it's the extra miles or kilometers if you're from the majority of the world, they will probably not go there. Your home is your castle, and you are most likely to be safe in it. Pay attention to parked cars outside your streets and strangers in that area. See if there's anyone sitting in their car with a binocular looking at you. Stay vigilant and stay safe. Now let's focus on less lucky street encounters. In some places, the law requires you to show an identification card if asked by Celipo. A foreign passport and the identity of a tourist. Language with a heavy foreign accent is your friend. It's not illegal to not speak the language the Celipo is speaking. If you are unable to produce the above, you're gonna suck through the encounter. They may ask weird questions or say weird shit like I've mentioned above. They may also search you. You must comply with all physical contacts because they can claim assault on Celipo and the maximum punishment can be 20 years in prison. Who wants to be stuck in a prison of an enemy country for 20 years? You may verbally refuse to search by saying, I am not consenting to any searches or seizures. Of course, saying this won't do shit, but you are letting them know you know how to deal with them. If you're a drug dealer and have stuff on you, then I can't help you. But if you are innocent and the Celipo is trying to frame you, I'd help you stay out. The Celipo is trained to search anywhere your eyeball goes. If you look into your pocket or wallet, they will conduct a deeper search. Maintaining eye contact or looking freely is the best thing to do. Now, you don't have a barrier between you and them, so your body language, tonality, and hand gestures are all exposed. It's better for you to keep your mouth shut. Ask if you are being detained or free to go. If you are being detained, then they would have to give you a reason to detain you. Like if they are investigating a crime with you being the potential suspect. They will do all of the above to keep your mouth open. Do not falter to their tricks. Also, it is normal for the human body to have a mental breakdown or an anxiety attack when being coerced to do things. You may want to go to the hospital or you may collapse instantaneously on the ground. They then would have to help you and be sued for your potential injuries. The more fuss you give them, the less they would want to interact with you. Be a nagger. Your worst nightmare is to be caught in a car and they would have a whole lot more rights to your freedom. They may ask you to roll your windows all the way down so they can smell your car. If you're innocent, don't act fidgety and don't give any body language cues. Being cooperative can actually save you trouble. But if you are innocent, you may be expecting a hard fight. And I don't mean it physically. They will say you look like some random suspect and ask you to talk. Remember what Uncle Chin have taught you? Don't talk. Now, if you have stuff in plain sight that's automatically jail card for you, try to be on the down low. If they ask if there's a weapon in the car, remaining silence can hurt you. Silence is compliance. The answer is always, no, who would have a weapon in their car? If they haven't let you go at this point, they very well may continue to mess with you. They can search your car without a warrant. All they have to say is that they smell something or call over a dog and have the dog indicate its little bastardy face smell something. Dog handlers and canine units are literally the worst of humankind. They can train to have their dogs lie about something, and the dog will get a little stinky treat biscuit afterwards. The dogs will happily lie. Come on, furry boy. You are better than that. Then there's evidence to tear apart in your car. They can also search you without a warrant at border checkpoints. Remember that. Act calmly if you are sweating like a pig. Analyze the situation and stay safe. Now what's the process through the Celipo system? First, a tip of a rhyme must be supplied to the Celipo in order for them to investigate. Then the Celipo must gather enough evidence to talk to a person and potentially search that person. Someone's statement can be a solid evidence for a search warrant to be issued. Remember, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. After an encounter, the Celipo may decide whether to arrest the suspect in question or no. If arrested, that person is then placed in a place called jail to wait trial in court. There may be significant time from your arrest to your court appearance. You can use money to bail yourself out on the terms that you agree to come back to court. That bail money will be returned to you upon your appearance in court. You can hire a lawman to speak for you in court and in trials. You may skip trial and admit your guilt in order to exchange for a lenient sentence. This is called plea bargain. Remember, having a record will significantly reduce your abilities to operate in a said country. You can also hire a lawman right after you've done something, but the lawman cannot advise you to lie to the Celipo or destroy evidence. Be smart. Hopefully you'll never go beyond a small talk with the Celipo. Anything beyond jail wouldn't be something I can tell you to handle. Get an expert or skip town. Plenty of countries for you to operate in. If you got deployed to an authoritarian country and the Celipo has tons of power such as searching you and entering your homes without a warrant, your outcomes may be grim. You can claim you don't know anything. Play the I don't speak your language game. Ask to go to hospitals. Ask to speak to your country's embassy. Most of the time your embassy will offer you assistance. The general rule is to play dumb while clearly analyzing what the Celipo are saying to you and your rights by studying laws of that land. Give the Celipo and authorities as little information as possible. You may be tortured and treated unfairly. You may be told that you will be put through a kangaroo court or even end up in a summary execution. The point is to never lose faith. Uncle Chin wants you to be a good person and never have to use the knowledge I presented to you. But should you go the opposite direction, I cannot advise you otherwise because we are all free human beings.